So last night, I dreamt that I was doing Pat's personal portraits on KTAR.com, and it was about dreaming. And lo and behold, it came true. Dr. Carl Patrasso, a clinical psychologist, and part of your practice is analyzing people's dreams. Why do we dream?
Well, we dream because the brain is going through certain processes that have to do with taking what we experience during the day, storing it in memory, and working in other parts of the brain, enhancing our emotional life so that we're more balanced in the morning, helping our memory, helping with problem solving. So dreaming is actually a part of the human system, part of our health system.
And everybody dreams?
Everybody dreams unless you've actually had some physical damage to the brain. Otherwise, everybody dreams.
If I had a bad burrito last night, would that in any way affect what I dream about? Because I've heard people say, every time I have this kind of, like spicy food, for example, I have a nightmare.
It could. And so what you eat definitely affects whether or not you dream, and it can affect the type of dreams that you have. Along more serious lines, for example, are medications. Medications that we take can either increase dreaming or suppress dreaming or affect the nature and type of dreams that we have.
Does everybody everywhere on the planet dream essentially the same things? I mean, does somebody in the Amazonian rainforest dream similar dreams to the ones that somebody would dream in Manhattan in a high-rise?
Well, for example, if you were to say a person in Manhattan has a dream and they're driving a car, and the car means that they're going somewhere, and in this journey of going somewhere, they could drive off the road, or they could hit something,
yes,
or they could feel like they're going fast. Well, the person in the Amazon might not dream of a car. They might dream they're riding a horse. They might dream they're walking through the forest. They might dream they're on a cart. But that same concept of in transportation, going somewhere, and what happens on that journey would be the same.
I wonder if the guy in the rainforest would have a frightening dream about waking up and finding out he had a suit on. But what about the other side of it? And that is, so many people do dream in civilization that they're naked. What does it mean?
Well, usually, which is a common dream, the dream of being naked in public. And it usually means that you're concerned about exposing yourself in some way. Because socially, we all present a social self. And we don't want people really to see beyond that social self. Even when we have good friends, we don't necessarily want our good friend to always know certain things that are going on in our life. So dreaming that we're naked in public relates to this fear that others are going to kind of see through us and see through this thing that we're trying to keep hidden from them. The important thing about having those kinds of dreams is to be able to relate them to what is going on in your life. So it's not simply having that dream, but being able to think about what's going on with me right now that's making me have that dream.
But that would suggest that I would perhaps be able to control what I dream and to somehow evolve some kind of positive value out of the dream that I might dream tonight. Can I do that?
Well, through lucid dreaming, we talk about the ability to control dreams. But what's more important than controlling that dream would be to relate it to what's going on in your life and then get more control in your life about what the dream is advising you to do. When I do dream interpretations, the hardest part of the interpretation is I give a person an interpretation and then I'll say, what's going on in your life right now that you think that dream relates to? And usually they don't want to talk about that. And yet that's the important part of the dream, is that it's connecting to something in your life that you need to do something about.
And finally, if I dream about water, I continue to read about the fact that if there's a water dream, a drowning dream, I'm on a cruise ship and it's going down, that kind of a dream, it's because of a past life, and at some point in my past life, I drowned.
No, not necessarily. I'll tell you, I had, when I ran a group within a psychiatric hospital for a few years, and one of the most interesting and telling dreams I had was of a patient who was in a boat on the water, and around him were sharks. And we talked about that dream in the group. And it just so happened that this patient was getting ready to leave the hospital. And he had been in the security of the hospital for several months, getting treatment, getting that security, and now he was ready to leave and to go back out into his life. And this dream really talked about, I'm back being stable again, I'm back on top of things, I'm okay with myself, but I have this fear about what's going to happen once I'm out there.
If you dream tonight that you go to a dream analyst and you tell him all about what you've been dreaming, it could be that you're dreaming about Dr. Carl Patrasso as a result of meeting him on Pat's Personal Portraits on KTAR.com.